No, because that screwed up it's just like,
Yeah.
trials. It screwed up everything. You got to go back.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think about, because there's the leaderboards, but there
Hmm.
really is no true multiplayer. Is there, how do you feel about that?
At first, it bugged me.
Hmm.
I do.
What would you do in multiplayer though?
I would. I would like to be in the game with each other, and you're swapping back and forth. So I watch you play, like in
Oh.
demolition time. I'd like to have like a party going, like where it's my turn, like like in
Oh,
bowling, like
okay.
you go throw your demolition ball, and I get to watch, and we get to point and laugh at you
That's true. That'd be a good,
or
that's
cheer you
actually a good
on.
idea.
Yeah, so that's what the I would wish,
My
but it's not.
fear would be that you wouldn't have enough friends online to play with, at the
I
right
don't think you.
times.
I mean, it's not game breaking by any means,
Mm-mm.
but that's one thing I wish. I don't know. I always want to be like hanging out with people.
Yeah, I know. So the so there's the three modes within career, but outside of career is sandbox where you can just build. You can make roller
Mhm.
coasters and you can make freestanding rides now. And okay, so I never played Roller Coaster Tycoon. I always wanted to, but whenever it came out, either I didn't have the money or I didn't have a computer to run it on. But the people that made Roller Coaster Tycoon actually worked on this game.
It is a ride.
It is a
That's for sure. It
ride.
takes you for a ride.
Um, so I was actually really excited to try to get into sandbox mode. While you're in your career mode, because that's where I started off, and it would say like you unlocked this, and it was like pieces that you could use to build things. So it's like,
Okay,
oh,
yeah.
good, okay, so I'm unlocking stuff to build stuff later. I don't know about using. I got into sandbox mode, and it just throws you kind of in, and I was like, what do I
Same here. I
do?
was like, I'm gonna love this because I love
Yeah.
Minecraft and I like to build stuff.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm totally lost. Like I was like, okay, I'll just instead of starting with a big roller coaster, I'll just start with a freestanding ride. I don't know what they call those, but so it told me to put like the main piece down, and then there are like all these millions of little pieces, and I don't know what any of them do.
Me neither.
I was like,
I mean, I do want to watch somebody Twitch and build something because
mm-hmm.
I think that'd be really interesting watching.
Yeah,
I
someone that
don't think
knows what
it's
they're
for
doing.
me. I
Yeah,
don't, after playing a little bit of it, I was like, nah, I just want to go back to demolition or I want to go back to the ScreamRide part of it. I'll leave the
yeah,
building to somebody else, the engineers.
yeah. It totally
They can
lost me
build.
on that. I mean, and I know some people were looking at this game from the demo, which I'll put a link to the demo in the show notes as well. They were, they wanted to build like an amusement park and have like, have the economics of it and, earning money.
Yeah, that's
Um,
not this. I wouldn't.
no, no, not at all. But, I have Zoo Tycoon and the look of it is very similar. The graphics.
Hmm.
But yeah, I kind of glad they didn't put all that in there. Just focus on the destruction, the racing, and then after trying Sandbox, I'm really interested in learning more about engineer mode because I know I'm not going to want to do a full on Sandbox really.
Yeah, I think like first start with engineer,
Yeah.
and then you'll probably learn some stuff, and then be able to go into sandbox. So what did you like and dislike about the game?
Okay, so the main things that I really like are simple. The restart, being able to restart a level
Hmm.
really fast. Um What else did I like? Oh, the graphics also kind of reminded me of the Incredibles cartoon.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It
And
did like oh yeah, okay.
what did you like?
I liked the tracks.
Uh huh.
They actually were more different than I expected. So that was nice. And I
Yeah.
liked having all the different types, the demolition
Yeah.
mode and even engineering, even though it wasn't for me, I thought it was an awesome thing to add to a game like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Totally.
I didn't like. Uh, I think I have a thing with noises, but like
Yeah.
the people screaming,
You can turn
Like
it down.
I know, but
Oh.
they were all like amped up and like having fun. But then at the end
Uh-huh.
of the tracks, they were like in a puke and like they were gasping for air. They were scared.
Uh-huh.
They seemed scared, so I was
I
like
like
thrown off.
uh,
I was like, it was always this one chick who was like, looked like she was gonna lose her cookies. I was like, stop doing the same motion over. Like, you're gonna puke, just puke.
Yeah, at least with the sounds, you can change the music, the sound effects, and then the screaming all individually. So you could just turn that.
Yeah, I think I have to turn that down. Just look away at the end of the track. But
And then as far as what you didn't like,
it
anything?
was I guess, I mean, didn't like, I wish I go back and forth with multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to push it on a game where I don't think it's worth it, especially if they have to up the price.
Right.
So it's just some of the frame rate. I don't know if it's the frame rate, but like when you're in the track and you're going, the coaster seems to like your camera seems to move around. I don't even know what it is, but like
I didn't notice that.
I can't. It's like when I was turning, I felt like I wasn't turning with the cart. I don't even know. It made me feel a little oozy at times.
Oh,
But maybe that's because I was just riding a roller coaster.
well, yeah, that was the thing. I knew when the roller coaster was good, and I started to feel a little like, because I have vertigo in real life, and my vertigo was kind of kicking in, and I was like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like is that when I was trying to build the camera controls were really hard at times to get the right angle so that I could see which way my piece was turned. So, like, because you can, like, rotate the pieces, like, if you're going to do, like, that spiral, and things. I was having a really hard time. And then, at the end of each race, there's, like, a little cutscene of the people almost vomiting. Some of those got a little repetitive. I wish there was more.
Mm-hmm.
But you can skip them. Thank you for letting us skip cutscenes.
So it's $40 new or $39.99.
Yeah, so
Would you buy it?
I would. So people were asking me on Twitch if I would buy it, and I wasn't quite sure because I was still playing it for the first time when I was streaming. I assumed it was a $60 game, but for $40, well, and if you play sandbox mode, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I don't.
Would you buy it for 40?
No, I don't think I would.
Okay, so one yes, one no.
I mean, part of if you're really wanting to like play this type of like trial, if you love trials, then I say go for it. It all depends on the person.
Yeah, well, just like I said, I really like the ScreamRider stuff. You really like the Demolition. Who knows?
But like for Demolition and I would pay $30 for it.
Okay, so you would wait for it to go on sale, but you would get you'll keep playing it, won't you? Or
oh
no?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's, I mean, it has its replay value for me in that I want to beat everybody's scores.
Mm-hmm.
And I seem to be not great at it, but not terrible either.
No, I can see, like, I'm going to use Girl Tribe Gaming Girls as an example. I can see 50% of them paying $40 for it and loving it and thinking it's worth every penny. And then another 50% of them just not loving it.
Okay.
But I think, like I said, it just depends on the person. Watch the trailer, play the demo.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it got on Metacritic, but it was looking like, I was glancing on Twitter, most sites were giving it about an 8 out of 10. Yeah,
it's doing pretty well. I mean, I was happy to see that it was getting some higher scores.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I'm glad they gave us the code to try that out because, honestly, I don't have the money right now, so I wouldn't have been able to try it. And that sounds like a game for you wouldn't have bought normally. So
no, and I'm happy. Like,
yeah,
I'll definitely go back and play it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, cool.
So, all these roller coasters had me thinking about, do you like roller coasters in real life?
Oh, Zen, I love them.
Really? See, I like them. I don't know. I get really nervous about them. I think it's all, I have like this control issue if I'm driving the machine, I'm better. But I don't trust like a machine that's just like flying around a track that I have no control over.
A roller coaster going 70 miles an hour and you have no control.
No control.
Some like my first 16-year-old kid's running the ride.
Yeah, and he's like, drinking on the side and who knows what.
He's probably flirting with some girl.
Yeah. My first roller coaster I went on, for those who might know, at a park called Cedar Point in Ohio.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's
called the Magnum, I believe. It used to be the tallest roller coaster and fastest roller coaster before some other ones came out. But my dad snuck us, like, pretty much got us on it because he said, stand on your tippy toes and you'll get on. So we're like, I'm like this little kid, stand on my tippy toes, like, and like, they let us on. And we got these biker dudes in front of us trying to calm me down because, like, I'm crying my eyes out. It's like, why would my father on this ride? I puke, swallow it. Yeah.
Ew. How old were you?
8 years old. Probably 8 or 9. My dad was a little wild man.
Yeah. Well, okay. So growing up, I lived back in Kansas City, Missouri. And we had Worlds of Fun. So our parents would buy us a season. Worlds of Fun. What? Is that funny?
Yeah, for some reason. I'm like, that's...
Whatever. It's cool. And so we'd get a season pass, and have all the rides and stuff. And so I was in 4th grade the year we first got our passes. And I rode roller coaster after every roller coaster they had. But the very first one I think I rode there, it was called the Zambezi Zinger.
Was that the alligator one?
I think it did have an alligator. It was
the carts were an alligator.
Huh. So you knew what that is?
I just remember it had like a yellow track. If it's the same roller coaster, yellow track, green carts that were like in the shape of an alligator.
I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't know for sure. But I had fun. It didn't have any, upside down loops or anything crazy. It was just like But then, they got some really good roller coasters. They had the Timberwolf, which is a wooden roller coaster, and that thing would jerk you around.
Yeah.
And then they got a new one. Oh, the Mamba. I like that. It was smooth, and it had, the loops and the big hills and.
Huh.
But I haven't ridden a roller coaster since I developed vertigo.
Well, thank God for video games.
Yeah. Yeah, I can drive and ride roller coasters in my games.
So have you been playing anything fun on your phone?
Well, I'm still playing that money game that I was playing last week.
Oh gosh, I don't want to talk about that again. Yeah, Make It Rain.
Did you watch the video in the show notes last week, Zen?
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved in that.
PG-13. No, this week I'm still playing that, but I'm trying to finish off my achievements in Jetpack Joyride on Windows Phone.
Good game.
Yeah, I love that game. I have one more achievement, so hopefully by next week it'll be done. What? Did you ever play that Broken Age game that you talked about for 2 weeks? I've been
playing on the iPad, and it's a great game. Beautiful graphics, good story. It follows. I think I said playing on the iPad. It follows. You can be 2 different characters and jumping back and forth in between their stories. So the one I started out with is the boy, and he's in space by himself, and like his parents are kind of like these robots. They're just talking to you, and like when he gets his cereal, it's like the spoon drops in, and you're going on these adventures, but he wants more. Like he's bored. And then you can jump to this girl who's like in a totally different land, like all colorful and beautiful. And she's like in this tribe type of thing where they have to select like somebody to be eaten by this monster thing. And she's like, this is crazy. Why do we do this? And she's trying to make a change in her world. So they're both kind of...
She should just grab the boy, sacrifice him, and then he won't be bored anymore.
Well, no, they don't know each other exist even.
Oh.
It's like he's in his own world up in space. She's down on whatever planet.
Yeah.
So they're both having these different struggles. And it's a point-and-click adventure.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what kind of gameplay is there? It sounds like a book.
Point-and-click, and you're just making... Yeah. So if you like point and click adventures, it's definitely worth the buy. I think I paid like $6 for it.
But are there achievements?
No, this is